everything was underwater. I had never seen anything like it. Fast food places, um, Pizza Hut, completely underwater, and all of a sudden they seen bubbles coming up from the back of the building, and there was a gas leak. So UGI had to be called in. I mean, it's, you never think about these things happening. You think, oh my God, that's terrible. It's underwater. But it gets worse if you're not careful. So there, might not be bad to say a prayer for those people too today while we're at it. And that's the deal. So what's going on in the neighborhood as far as community events? Well, let's get to them. Starting tomorrow, I believe, it is tomorrow, Friday, September 9th, there will be a senior fair hosted by Representative Kaufman. That will be taking place at the Chambersburg Mall from 9 to 2. More than 80 vendors representing state agencies, local governments, businesses, healthcare facilities, and organizations will all be on hand to provide information and answer your questions. The fair is sponsored by Village of Laurel Run. It is free to attend and offers health screenings, lunch, and door prizes. And of course, that is all at the Chambersburg Mall. That's tomorrow. So more information, you call Representative Kaufman's office at 717-532-1707. And a good time will be had by all. I know he looks forward to that every year. Also, you know what a big fan I am of JB, Fix JB Sports. Well, they're having a delicious all-you-can-eat chicken and ham supper to benefit Fix JB Sports tomorrow, or actually Saturday, September 10th, at the Williamson Community Center. It's going to be held from 4 to 7:30, and takeout will be available. Price is $10 for adults, $5 for children 5 to 10 years old. Reservations and time and number of meals not necessary but greatly appreciated, so the cook knows how much to make up. All right, so that's all taking place Saturday at the Williamson Community Center. So a great way to get a great meal and to help Fix JB Sports. That's a win-win situation, my friend. My friend Corey Evan Rotz will be at the Cumberland Valley School of Music Sunday, September 18th at 2 p.m. Come Fly With Me. He'll be singing Sinatra's songbook, and that's going to be at the Thompson Alumni Chapel on the campus of Wilson College, sponsored by Cumberland Valley School of Music. The tickets are $20. Students are $14. To purchase tickets, call the CVSM office at 717-261-1220. And Corey will be on the show this coming Wednesday, so I'm real excited to see him, and maybe he'll even croon a few songs for us, get us warmed up. So always something to look forward to. Also, Jill Hudak was here, Master Gardener from Cooperative Extension, talking about the walking tour, the fall walking tour, and that will be held Sunday, September 18th from noon to 5 p.m. It's going to be just every year they put on a fantastic autumn stroll, and that's going to be consisting of touring 4 gardens in East Waynesboro and 4 gardens in historic mountain communities. So you guys are in for a treat. Now for tickets, please give them a call, 717-263-9226, and of course, for more information on this event. Always a great thing. They work on it real hard, and so do the people that their gardens they're presenting. Unbelievable. And you can join the 6th Annual Gray Mare Society Trail Ride in Michelle Forest. That's Penn State Mont Alto campus to benefit the fight against breast cancer. That is taking place Saturday, September 24th, starting at 10 a.m. Lunch will be provided. There will also be a silent auction. All participants with sponsored money will receive gifts. The top 10 sponsored riders will receive special gifts. Riders will be supporting PA's Breast Cancer Coalition and Breast Cancer Awareness in Cumberland Valley. For more information and sponsor forms, or, even if you don't ride, just want to be there or know a participant and would like to contribute, please call 717-816-9547. And we had Pastor Brent Ward here yesterday. They've got a second annual ride for the warehouse taking place Saturday, October 1st. All proceeds will be benefiting building repairs for the Praise Unlimited Ministries warehouse. The ride begins at Boonesboro Bible Church on Old National Pike in Boonesboro. Check-in and registration begin at 9:30, and kickstands up and ready to roll at 11 a.m. Ride includes stops at High Rock, Catoctin Mountain State Park, and covered bridges of Frederick County, Maryland. Ride ends with door prizes, grilled steak, chicken, baked potatoes, and more at the Praise Unlimited warehouse. It's $25 to register, and if you pre-register, you'll get a t-shirt with that. So please, let's make this a big success. They do a lot for the people in the community, and this is one way that we can help. Alrighty. I want to thank my sponsors, and then we're going to get to today's guest. I have three very handsome gentlemen in here, and I'd like to get to them as soon as possible. Bastion Financial, Fountainhead Plaza in Hagerstown. Christopher Drawbaugh, Financial Advisor. Now, for sound financial advice, and Lord knows we need it, you give Christopher a call at 301-791-4001. And for their free online newsletter, go to bastionfinancialgrp.com. Northwood Books, 59 North Main Street, right here in Chambersburg. If you or your child is a Harry Potter fan, you need to check out the window. Full of Harry Potter items plus pictures of the original Hogwarts. I mean, it's quite a thrill, even for us adults. And of course, all classics are $3 and up. It's a fantastic place, and you know what I say. If you read, Northwood Books is a must. And of course, James Buchanan Hotel, Main Street in Mercersburg, is now open for lunch Tuesday through Saturday from 11:30 to 2:30. And on Sundays, you can try their delicious brunch. Dinner served nightly except Mondays. For reservations, give them a call, 328-0011. Crystal Grotto's Cavern, Boonesboro, Maryland. This place is just a great place to bring your kids, to bring family, to bring friends, your Scout troops, Girl Scout troops. It's just an excellent form of entertainment and education, I might add, for just about anybody out there. They're open 7 days a week, continuous tours. Crystal Grotto Caverns has more formations per square foot than any cavern in the United States. It is absolutely, positively beautiful. And with fall approaching, and it's upon us actually, with the leaves changing, pack a picnic lunch. Get up there with your family. Have a beautiful lunch. Enjoy the fall foliage, and then take a tour. You're going to be glad you did. And, of course, the pet store, Lincoln Way East in Chambersburg, right next to Walmart. They just got the shipment in of raincoats, sweaters, and fleece for your pets, okay? And with this rainy weather we've been having, those raincoats will probably come in real handy for your pets. If they're anything like mine, you bring them outside in the rain, and they think they're going to melt. Now, let's get to today's guest, because we've got some interesting information to pass along to you. I'd like to welcome the chair of the Letterkenny Chapel Committee, Reverend Harter. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Also, Sergeant Major Stevens. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Retired Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel, Rod Geddick. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kelly.
I want to thank you all for being here this morning. Don't be afraid to get on the microphone, because I want everybody to hear exactly what you have to say. This coming Sunday is the 10th anniversary of 9/11. I think everybody's very aware of that. They're having special memorials and ceremonies throughout this great nation of ours, and Chambersburg is no exception to that. The gentlemen are here today to explain what is taking place, not only at the memorial, but afterwards also. Reverend Harter, would you like to start?
We're having a service on the Memorial Square, which begins exactly at 5 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. The streets will be closed off, routes 30 and 15, in each direction at 4 p.m. We're encouraging people to park in the downtown and come to the square. The service is designed to remember those who perished in 9/11 at the World Trade Center in Shanksville and at the Pentagon. For those who were first responders who died as well, the those who came to people's aid, military personnel, police, fire, and rescue personnel. So many gave their lives sacrificially. And there are many, many examples of heroism and of self-sacrifice that will continue to live in the annals of our country's history. We will be remembering them. There will be presentations by our elected political officials, and we will have presentations also by Lieutenant Colonel Gettig and Doug Warnock, who will Lieutenant Colonel Gettig will indicate what his involvement was. But we also have the Cash's Band, and we have the Star Spangled Banner and a hymn, Eternal Father Strong to Save. And the ceremony will take approximately 45 to 50 minutes, and we are asking people to come early and be there on Sunday, and we are praying for a good sunny afternoon in the midst of the showers, and we're asking people to join in those prayers.
That's wonderful, just wonderful. Reverend Harter, you are the chair of the Letterkenny Chapel Committee. That is, I think, a big part of this.
Yep, the Letterkenny Chapel Committee is an arm of the United Churches of the Chambersburg area. When the Letterkenny Depot went through the BRAC realignment in 1995, part of the property was conveyed to the community, and the Letterkenny Industrial Development Authority conveyed the property of the chapel to the United Churches. The chapel is an historic structure. It was completed in 1945 by Italian war prisoners who were interned here. Actually, we had made peace with Italy, but they had remained here. There were morale issues, and the Letterkenny commander at that time worked with the ranking officer in the Italian contingent, and they developed the idea of building a chapel to symbolize peace and reconciliation and hope for the future. That chapel was dedicated by the apostolic delegate who came from Washington in 1945 to dedicate it as a Catholic chapel. Later on, it became the chapel for the base, representing all different faith traditions, and for 35 years had a full-time ministry with an Army chaplain. In 1995, that was discontinued, and that was at the time that the United Churches took over the ownership. One of the dreams we've had, what we do at the chapel, among other things, is have a particular ministry to veterans, families, and the wider Letterkenny community, the retired as well as those continuing to service, and also for Armed Forces Day in the spring when we have a POW MIA memorial service. Those are sponsored by the United Churches of the Chambersburg area through the chapel. The idea of having a memorial focus on the history of our armed forces and what they have done that has been so integral to the survival of freedom and liberty, not only in our nation but around the world, came already 6 years ago in January of 2006. I had the privilege of meeting with the late Senator Terry Punt of blessed memory and Commissioner Warren Elliott, and we began to make plans for a veterans memorial remembering the veterans of all the wars, the fallen in all the wars. Then we had been working on that project gradually, and then when the opportunity to obtain artifacts from the World Trade Center presented itself, the concept of a memorial for 9/11 fit what already had been a dream of those involved in the chapel and its ministry, and we went from there.
And what was the procedure for that, sir? By getting, because I would imagine these sacred artifacts, the steel beams, I mean, that would be very hard to come by.
Right. Well, by now, Senator Alloway had succeeded Senator Punt, and Warren Elliott and Senator Alloway and suggested that we contact Congressman Schuster, which we did, and I want to say that his office was extremely helpful extremely helpful in contacting the Port Authority, making sure that we, among so many other communities in the country who wanted memorial artifacts, would actually receive them. And we had notification a year ago, August, that we would receive them. But it's been a long process through which we've had to do appropriate paperwork and meet the requirements, which are, of course, stringent, and they need to be, for the artifacts, what they represent in terms of the memory. And it's really a sacred memory, and they have to be, as they have been, very, very diligent in protecting that memory through their protection of the artifacts. And then when we finally found out in July that we had a date to pick them up, we had to deal with the issues of who would pick them up and who would help us get them here. And we contacted Sergeant Major Stevens and Colonel Provancha, the commander, and they really responded immediately to say, we will help you. And the Letterkenny Depot assisted the community in a wonderful way by literally going up there and picking up the artifacts and bringing them to Chambersburg. And of course, there's been representation on our committee as well with someone from Letterkenny. Master Sergeant Stevens or his representative have been at our meetings. So we can't express enough gratitude, first of all, to the Lord for opening doors, and then secondly, both to the Congressman's office and Senator Alloway and Representative Kaufman and Commissioner Keller and the political representatives in our community, and also to the depot, because this would not be happening in a timely way if the depot had not come to our aid.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have retired Lieutenant Colonel Rod Gittig with us this morning, Director of Public Works at Letterkenny Army Depot. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kelly.
And your part in this memorial?
Well, I haven't played a big part in the memorial itself. That's really the Sergeant Major's been doing that, along with Reverend, of course.
We're going to get to him.
But I've been asked to speak on Sunday evening. I was the commander of Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn, New York, on the 11th of September. And Fort Hamilton's a small installation. It's about 150 acres. It sits on the southwestern end of Long Island, just at the base of the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, if you've ever been there. We are just a few miles from Ground Zero. It takes quite a while to drive there, however, since that's New York City, but not very far. And we, of course, had a significant impact to us on that day.
Oh, I can well imagine. I suppose you'll never forget where you were that day.
That's correct.
You will be speaking Sunday, and the memorial service is from, again, Reverend?
It's from 5 to 6 p.m.
Okay, 5 to 6 p.m. All of Franklin County, of course.
This memorial is the Franklin County Memorial, the 9/11 Franklin County Memorial, representing the whole county, and we're encouraging fire, police, and rescue units from all over the county to be here. Of course, we will have military units represented also, and there will be scout troops here, and there will be others in support. We do have want to make sure people know that there will be water available, courtesy of F&M Trust, and also that people should know that there are going to be toilet facilities available both in the Heritage Building and also at Central Presbyterian Church.
Okay, great. Sergeant Major Stevens.
Yes.
Welcome to the show again. Sergeant Major has been here. I think this is your third or fourth time.
Yes.
Of course, always around a certain activity like Armed Forces Day and different things. What is your role in the memorial service, sir?
My role is simple, just to support the community in whatever way we can. When Reverend Harter came to us and needed his support with vehicles, transportation to go pick the metal up, we thought it would be an honor to do that for the community and be able to bring those artifacts here to the community. And along with planning this ceremony, we're doing whatever we can to support. It's a community event, and Letterkenny being part of the community, we want to be able to support the community as much as possible.
And a very large support to the community, as always involved. And you will be there Sunday?
Yes.
You'll be speaking?
I won't be speaking. I'll be the unit commander. I'll be the commander of the troops. There'll be a formation of soldiers, a formation of first responders, and a formation of veterans that'll be out in front of the guest speakers.
And where do you remember where you were 10 years ago?
Yes, I do remember where I was. I was in Philadelphia working in my civilian job as a Philadelphia police officer, and was rallied up and put on a bus and waited for about 10 hours on a bus for what our next move was going to be. So.
Oh gosh. We are this morning had the honor of talking to, of course, Sergeant Major Stevens from Letterkenny Army Depot, Reverend Harter, and retired Lieutenant Colonel Rod Giddig. We're talking about the memorial, a service that will be planned, that is planned for Sunday, 9/11, right here on the square in downtown Chambersburg. And like Reverend Harter just said, it will be from 5 to 6 that evening, and everybody is invited. Now we're going to continue this conversation right after a short break because we still have to pay the bills.
Up and more in the way of scattered showers and thunder showers.